Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing. We are celebrating. We are glad in this day. Good morning, everybody. And we thank you for connecting with us on this Monday for McFarland's Motivational Monday. I hope that you had a good night's rest. I hope that you were refreshed and refueled because of last night's rest. That's my prayer. That is my prayer. And the Lord woke you up this morning, and then you were able to get up. When you can wake up and get up, that is a blessing. And I'm so thankful to God for what He has done in my life on this Monday. I pray that today will be the beginning of a fantastic week. In fact, yesterday was the beginning. And if you were in church or if you were able to embrace worship in some kind of way, I pray that that was a blessing to your life. I know at the Grace Church, we had an awesome worship on yesterday. We only had one worship experience on yesterday, and the Lord blessed us in a tremendous way. I preached a message that I hope really resonated with somebody and just help us to move into an area of liberation. And so that's my prayer. That's my prayer. Our worship and arts ministry, they were fantastic on yesterday, and it's just good. It's just good. I'm telling you to be a part of the Grace Church. If you're not a part of a church and you're in the Atlanta metro area, we'd love for you to be a part of the Grace Church. We are in Stockbridge, Georgia, 2178 Highway 138 East, Stockbridge. Okay? All right. God's blessings to you, and may God keep you is forever my prayer. Let's stay warm. The weather is quite cold. I think it's supposed to warm up a little bit this week, but let's stay warm to the best of our ability and to make sure that we layer up, wrap up, and all of that. I mean, it was so cold yesterday, I had to break out my long johns. I know you youngsters don't know anything about those, but I think they call them thermal underwear. We used to call them when I was a kid, either long handles or long johns. I had to break them out. Had to break them out because it was quite cold. Let me welcome those of you who are on Facebook, those who are on YouTube, and those who are on our prayer call line on today. Well, I'm gonna dive right in this word. I'm not going to try to hold you over time. I want to just dive right into this word. I want to talk this morning about courage to get the job done. Courage to get the job done. If you're going to get it done, it's going to take courage. And that's what I want to speak for a few minutes about this morning. I want to motivate us to employ courage. I want to motivate us to embrace courage. Now, what is courage? Courage is the ability to do something that you know is difficult or dangerous. It is the ability to do something that you know is difficult or dangerous. In life, we will be confronted by some difficult situations or a dangerous situation or a challenging situation. The reality is that life is made up of a variety of challenges, a variety of situations. Maybe it's writing a paper, maybe it's writing a speech, maybe it's a challenge on your job. And a lot of times people run away because it's a challenge. Have you ever done that? It was challenging, it was a challenging situation, and that situation really was designed to expand you, to enlarge your territory. Even if you fail, you will still experience expansion or growth because you embrace that challenge. But quite often, people run from challenging situations because they don't feel that they can accomplish it. I'm not sufficient. I know they asked me to do this, but I don't feel like I'm able to do it. I'm not sufficient. I am inefficient or insufficient to embrace or to tackle this challenge. I want to tell you that whenever you're confronted with a difficult or a dangerous or a challenging situation, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to expand. And so that's what I'm encouraging us to do. I've learned never run from the challenge. You don't know what you can do until you stretch yourself to do even what you didn't realize that you can do. Sometimes God calls us to do certain things, and we don't feel like we are efficient enough to do it, capable enough, prepared enough. Now, some of you might be confronted with something difficult or dangerous or challenging this week. I admonish you, I encourage you to embrace it and embrace it with courage, because it takes courage to get the job done. Yes, it's frightening. And Satan wants it to be frightening to you because he don't want you to embrace it, because he does not want you to grow. He does not want you to become what God would have you to be. So he'll show you the reality of the situation. He may not necessarily be lying, but sometimes the reality is scary. Amen. Sometimes the reality is scary, and he'll show you all of the things that can happen, and in his mind, when you fail, because he's already made you feel like you're going to fail. And so since you're going to fail, I wouldn't even embrace that. Why embrace it if you're going to fail? You're going to fail anyhow. So why embrace it? He'll show you all of this. And you say, well, I may not need to do that. Maybe, I know people who have quit situations, whatever you're in, if it's a marriage, if it's a job, it gets challenging on the job. Well, maybe I need to quit. Maybe this ain't the job for me. What? No, stretch yourself. There ain't no time to quit. Do you know how many challenges I've been confronted with in 35 years of pastoring. Now, have I thought about quitting some churches I've been a part of? Yes. Have I thought about just letting it go? Yes. Several times, many times. Have I done it? No. No. I stuck with it. And every church that I've pastored and left, I left when it was time to leave, and not because of church. As a matter of fact, I made up my mind that I would never leave a situation because it's challenging, because I will not allow defeat to occur in my life. Because if I'm defeated over here, I'll be defeated over there. Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever experienced? That's right, Christopher Howard. I preached a sermon entitled Chase Your Challenge. Yes, I've got to pull that one out. Chase your challenge. Do you know how many situations have you left or quit, and then you found something new and it was good for a while, and then it became challenging, and then you quit that and found something new, and it was good for a while? That's life. If you stay in a situation long enough, you will be confronted with some challenges in your marriage, in your career, in any of your endeavors. You will find, try writing a book. Try writing a book and see how many challenges. It'll start out, your mind is working, you're doing good. Oh, this is going to be good. And you run into some challenges. But what should you do? Stick with it. Stick with it. In life, we are required or compelled to do some difficult things. And when we have to embrace some difficult things, that's right, Mrs. Wright. Quitters never win, winners never quit. My daddy told me that a long time ago. He taught us so many things. I caught a lot of them. Quitters never win, winners never quit. And so it is imperative that we employ courage, 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 courage. In a message I preached entitled Chase Your Challenge, the thesis of the message was to not let your challenge chase you. You chase it. Don't let it run you. You run it. In other words, operate on the offense and not always operating on the defense. Many people live their lives operating on the defense. Stuff is always chasing them. Stuff is always bothering them. No, 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 no. I live my life on the offense. Now, you have to have discernment to do that because one of the gifts of the spirit that I have is the spirit of discernment. So when I discern a thing, I go on and chase it. I don't wait until that challenge come to me. If I discern that something's going to be a challenge, I chase it. I chase it. You know, when challenges used to chase me, they'd have me up at night. I'd be up all night. Now I don't stay up all night worrying about situations because I'm going to chase it. You know, my philosophy is I'm tired of the devil running me. I'm going to run him. chasing. Um, we've got to have courage, though. We've got to have courage. If you don't have courage, then you cannot get the job done. The antonym of courage is cowardice. So you are either courageous or you are a coward. You are either courageous or a coward. Now, anybody who knows me know that I'm not a coward. However, there are certain things, believe it or not, there are times when I am frightened by situations. However, I don't let the fear, I don't allow the fear to stop me. Pastor, you're not afraid? Yes, I am sometimes. But I'm not going to allow the fear to stop me from doing what I need to do. The antonym of courage is cowardice. I'm either courageous. See, to be courageous does not mean that that you have no fear. Well, I must not be courageous because I'm scared or I have fear. No, 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 no. It doesn't mean that you don't have fear. To be courageous, am I helping somebody? To be courageous means that I don't allow fear to stop me from doing it. Fear is sometimes an important emotion because fear alerts you. Since I am courageous, yet I have fear, fear alerts me to be more prepared. So this is good, if you have to tackle something that is frightening, but you're courageous, which means though I have fear, I'm going in and I'm going to tackle this thing anyhow. So fear will say, okay, if you're going to tackle this, go in prepared. Go in prepared. I've had to preach in certain settings and situations, and I was afraid. But because of my fear, what did it make me do? It made me prepare, more, 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 more. So fear is sometimes a helpful emotion, but you never allow fear to paralyze you. A courageous person is not a person who doesn't have fear, but a courageous person is a person who, though you have fear, you tackle it anyhow. Why? Because you know it's what you need to tackle. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So I'm courageous. I'm courageous. Yes, I know what can happen if I do it. Yes, I know I could be hurt. I could die. I could fail. But I'm either going to handle it or I'm going to cower down. And I don't want to do that. It is in Joshua chapter 1, verses 6 and 7, where Moses is dead. Joshua has been given the assignment to lead God's people across the Jordan into the land of promise. And the first city that they will conquer or encounter would be Jericho. Jericho is an impenetrable city. Nobody conquered Jericho. It was so walled in. It was impenetrable. And as they're going, as they're preparing, of course, fear was a part of it. But here's what God said to them in verse 6: be strong and of good courage, for unto this people shall thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Then God says again, only be thou strong and very courageous. Only be thou strong and very courageous. In fact, in that text, God spoke about courage 3 to 4 times. 3 to 4 times. Is it dangerous? Yes. But be courageous. Only be thou strong, very courageous, that thou may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not it from the right or the left, that thou mayest prosper whether you go, wherever you go. Gotta have courage. I'm talking to somebody this morning who's confronted with a scary situation, a difficult, potentially dangerous. Be courageous. Let's look at one more text, one more passage. Psalm 27, verse 14. Psalm 27, verse number 14. Listen, listen. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he will strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage. Here's what the psalmist is admonishing us to do: be of good courage. And what will God do? He'll strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to have courage. You got to be courageous in order to tackle the assignments ahead of you. Do you know you can do it? Come on and declare it real quickly. Everybody declare, I can do it. I can. Matter of fact, add something. I can and I will do it. I can and I will do it. And you're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to feel good about yourself. I see my daughter in love on there. I can do it. That's right. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I can and I will. I will. I will do it. And who was that in the Bible? Was that Esther who said, if I perish, let me perish. But I'm going to see the king. I'm going in. I may die. I may perish. But I'm going in because I can. And the reality is the only way you will be successful is you got to do it. If you don't do it, you have already failed. But I can and I will. God, how we love you and appreciate you and thank you for being good, for being our God, for being awesome, for being wonderful, for being glorious. Thank you, dear God, for all that you've done in our lives. And we believe that you're giving us the courage to tackle any assignment. Bless us now, O God. Keep us. We shall not allow fear to paralyze us. We will be courageous and not cowardice. We'll have courage and not be a coward. We can get it done. We can do it. In Jesus' name, amen. I think about, as we're in Black History, this is Black History Month, and I think about our civil rights pioneers, Dr. King, Dr. Ralph Abernathy, and Joseph Lowry, and many of those guys who were part of that movement, and how dangerous, John Lewis, and how many of them were beaten. They were jailed. They were threatened, constantly threatened. You know that bothered them. You know they had some fear. Nobody wants to die. But they knew that they had an assignment, and they did not allow fear to stop them. They were courageous. Some of them did die. Medgar Evers died. Malcolm X died. Dr. King died. So many others died. But they still stood courageously. And we enjoy some of the rights that we have now. Those rights are threatened to be taken. President Trump and many of his colleagues and comrades, they're threatening. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. This is a systemic attempt to take the rights that we fought to get. I hope that we'll have that courage that Hosea Williams and Joseph Lowry and all of those guys, and Dr. King, Malcolm X, Jesse Jackson, Louis Farrakhan, many of those guys, and even some of the guys who are fighting today, whose lives are threatened. Sometimes their own people are the ones who try to destroy them and don't realize they're trying to make it better for all of us. Well, they just want publicity. Don't nobody want publicity in that way. Your life is being threatened constantly. But they stand anyhow in the midst of threats. They stand anyhow. That's what you call courage. And I was on a meeting the other night with 160 pastors. And one of the things we did talk about, Mary Holland, is midterms, voting. I hope we had a third of the voting population that didn't vote in the last presidential election. A third of the people who did not exercise their right to vote. And now look at what we're dealing with. Look at what we're dealing with now. I want every person who can hear me, if you're not registered, please vote. It matters. It matters. If we had Kamala Harris as our president right now, is she perfect? No, she's not perfect. But many of the things that we're seeing, would we see ICE in the street like this? No. Would we see people terrorized like they're being terrorized, Somalians and Hispanics? No. Would we see all of these books that are being banned? No. And so many things. Would we see our own allies being rejected? No. The chaos, National Guard taking over cities. We've never seen anything like this before. Your vote matters. And I'll leave it right there. I got a few announcements before we go. Come on, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I forgot, almost forgot. Tomorrow night, come to the campus. Dr. Joel Kemp is going to be teaching us on tomorrow night. This is Black History Month. Every Tuesday in February, Grace. I'll see you at 7 o'clock. Get there on time because you know we're going to start on time. Wednesday morning, Ladies of Grace, wake up. The wake up call, the wake up call. Wednesday morning. And then orientation continues this Wednesday at 7 p.m. for all new members. Men of Grace, Thursday, rehearsal. Come on, brothers. Get to the church Thursday. And then we have our men's gathering on Saturday. All right? This coming Sunday is Jersey Sunday. So we're looking for all of you. And then finally, emotions, commotion. This is a workshop, parents and students. This is a workshop. All right. So this workshop is for ages 5 to 18. Listen, please keep all of these things in mind as we embrace ministry. Okay. I love you. Let me let you go. Oh, all couples, Sunday during Connections Hour, this last Sunday, we were not able to do it because of the weather or the threat of the weather. But this Sunday, all couples, during the Connection Hour, we will be meeting and gathering. Okay? Love you. God bless you. And if you're a couple and you've not registered for our couples retreat, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. God bless you. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.